So I thought I'd try a new lapel mic. Tell me if the audio is any good, right? My voice still sucks regardless, right? That's what someone's gonna say. You got a new microphone, but your voice still sucks. It's like, thank you. Thank you so much. There's nothing like YouTube for getting an insult every 5 seconds. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, okay. By the way, this is a new Voigtlander 40 millimeter 1.2 Nocturne, just like one of the most incredible lenses I've ever had my hands on. But this is not about that lens. Specifically, here's a secret that no other YouTube channel has ever made a damn video on, and here are the facts. Obviously, so whether it be a Voigtlander or one of the Zeiss lenses, we don't have issues with autofocus motors and flexi cables wearing out and the motors burning up and gears going bad. Now, while there is grease in the helicoil, and if you left this in a really hot place, you could easily get haze, for example. You mistreat the lens, but these lenses are not only made better than any of the other lenses out there currently. I mean, we're not talking about, most of you are certainly not buying contacts lenses and $15,000 Zeiss lenses, but Voigtlander lenses, the Zeiss lenses, I own 15 or 16 different Zeiss lenses. Most of them average 4 to 8 years, but even the ones that are just a couple years old, they are definitely worth more now than when I bought them. Undeniably so. Every Voigtlander lens, for example, that I own, and I think I own 10 or so. Yeah, something like that. Way too many lenses. They're all worth considerably more than I paid for. And there are extremely few things that, if you have a hobby, it's like you buy it, and just like a car, you buy it, and as soon as you've put your fingerprints on it, then it's worth a hell of a lot less. There are so few things that you can actually use and enjoy and put rub marks on it after years of use, and it's like, wow, I've been using this lens for 10 years, 15 years now, and it's worth 3 times as much as I paid for it. I have Voigtlander lenses like that now, and they're still in, they're not that old. They're just not. There's nothing. There's nothing else out there like Minicon lenses, for example. Of course, these are cheap Chinese lenses, and I've highly praised the 85 and the 35 millimeter f0 point. Wonderful. All of these, of course, have something in common. That's that they're manual focus lenses, but those lenses are never going to be worth a damn dime more than you paid for them. Never. If you buy it now and keep it in the box in your drawer, 20 years later, it'll be worth nothing. It'll be worth nothing. Something that if you look for the past 50, 60 years, even 70 years. Well, actually, yeah. I mean, I've got lenses that are old as my grandfather, who is not alive anymore. All of those lenses, I mean, decades and decades of examination. Zeiss, Leica, contacts, Voigtlander lenses, as long as they're, kept in good working order and you don't, abuse them like a dog at the pound, they will be worth considerably more, depends on the lens, of course, than what you paid for it, and that's after you've used the piss out of it. You didn't get into photography as an investment. Some people actually do invest in lenses like this as a really, the reason I have multiple copies of some things is if I find some knucklehead that's selling something that's, worth $1,000 for a couple $100, I'm gonna buy it. It's that's a really good investment. You're not buying lenses as an investment. I know that. Someone's going to chirp. It's yeah, says the fat tattooed guy with over 500 lenses. Listen, if I know anything, I know lenses. And, this is also where I'm going to take a swipe at Sigma and their crap. Sigma makes crap, by the way. You want to call that an art lens? No, girlfriend. I'll tell you the definition of an art lens. A real art lens is precision made in Germany or Japan that is just smooth as silk to focus. Yeah, I know it's not an autofocus lens, right? It also means there's nothing in it to burn up and wear out. The only thing you've got in here is a couple drops of grease that are, controlling the helicoil for the smooth focusing of this. There's nothing to go wrong in them. Unless, of course, you drop them or do something really heinously stupid. Um, Something really important to consider. Think of something else that is manufactured that you can use, get your hands on and have fun with it, do stuff with it, or make money with it even. And then, after it's got scratches and wear marks and, the burnishing has been, it's worth a lot more later on. If you look at the past 50, 60 years of lenses, even cameras, of course, we're talking about some like old Leica cameras, right, are worth a fortune. Now, we're not talking about cameras, though. There's another good example of a camera that's never, any modern digital camera, there's no way in hell it's going to be worth more. This is less some rare example, but 99.9% of it, no, it's a digital camera, that don't care how good it is. It's not going to be worth anything relative to what you paid for it. Even if you bought it used, Like I can get a steal on a used digital camera, it's still going downhill. It just is. That's a fact. Stuff like this, though, no. This is really, in the photography world, there's not strobes or cameras, and unless it's some sort of limited edition, like, you buy it for $15,000 and you use it and it's really rare and it might be worth $20,000. There's a real rare example. Leica made a really good film cameras. With their digital cameras, no, it's still German, but mostly Japanese electronics. It's just a damn digital camera, okay? It's a box with a Leica tag on it. Leica lenses, Contax lenses, Casino Voigtlander, Zeiss lenses. Every Zeiss lens if I combine all my Zeiss and Voigtlander lenses, which is about 24 plus lenses, something like that, every one of them is worth more than what I paid for it. Every one of them. Some of the ones of those, like 5 or 6 that I've acquired in just the past few years, worth it's just a few years. Couple of them just 1 year. They're still worth a lot more than I paid for them. Like think of something else like that. And of course, I know, like I said, you're not getting the photography as an investment. The point is that you could use it, enjoy it, 40 years down the road or 20 years down the road. Let's just be pragmatic. If you decided you wanted to get rid of it, it's like, I had a lot of fun with that. I got my use out of it. I put a few scratches and a bunch of miles on it, but it's worth 3 times as much as I paid for it. Not necessarily that much more, but I mean, it'd be worth more. Every old lens I got back there, they're all worth, well, you got to adjust for inflation. No, even for adjusted for inflation, they're still worth more. So that's something to consider. None of those, any sort of plastic, silent wave motors, even some of the best Zeiss, G-series, even Canon, I don't care, certainly not Sony. Nobody, I'm saying all of them, Sony, Nikon, Canon. Sony doesn't make lenses, Sony has lenses made for them. None of those are going to be worth, unless you bought it used and you got it for a steal and then it's worth more than you paid for it, but no. It's not going to be the case. These, however, just something to consider. It's like, nobody's made a video about this. It's kind of important. Well, it is important. It may not be important to you. You just like, shut up, buy a lens to use it. Yeah, but wouldn't you like to have a lens that's actually worth not only what you paid for it, 10 years down the road, but worth more than what you paid for it? You buy that digital, digital so-and-so lens. As much as I love Tamron, same thing's true for Tamron. Definitely so for Sigma. You can't get anything for a Sigma. It's kind of like a PC. You can't get anything for a PC. A used PC, a couple years old. It's like, hey, it's a supercomputer. I paid $3,000 for it 2 years ago. Yeah, well, now it's worth $300. That's something to take note of. May not be important to you, but it is generally important and a point of consideration. It's like, if I'm going to buy an expensive lens, think about that. Maybe I'm going to buy something that'll still be worth what I paid for it, as opposed to like a really expensive autofocus silent wave motor with VR2. That's great. As soon as you bought it, it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Never. So tell me how much you hate this microphone. Maybe it sucks really bad. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, click the link below. Tell me to jump off a cliff, whatever makes you happy, whatever tickles your pickle, whatever pets your pumpkin. That's a new one I'm gonna come. Yeah, whatever pets your pumpkin. There you go. But here's a little clip mic, stereo clip mic. I should actually take it off in some video and just slam it on the table and just be boom. Everybody's like, I hate you. I hate you. That fat man just made a loud noise and he busted out my speakers on my computer. Yeah, okay, whatever.